Guard, present colors.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Dixon City American Legion Post 75 Honor Guard for the pledge.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. On behalf of the Dixon City Veterans Honor Guard, we're proud to serve your community. Retire the colors. All of you, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a moment of silence. We do this basically at every one of our meetings. It's either for our servicemen or our first responders. Auburn Police Department Division, Alabama. Police officer William Buckner was shot and killed at 10:10 p.m. when he and two other officers responded to a domestic dispute. Savannah Police Department, Georgia. Sergeant Calvin Arnez was shot and killed as he attempted to apprehend a robbery suspect. Manada Municipal Police Department, Puerto Rico. Police officer Jesus Martinez was shot and killed while intervening in a carjacking attempted while he was off duty. He went and got involved in this while he was off duty and he got killed. Please keep our first responders, our servicemen and women, our heroes, and their families in our thoughts and prayers at all times. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to bring this Tuesday, May 28th, 2019 Board of Commissioners meeting to order 6 p.m. at the Dixon City Borough Building. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Dixon City and all of its citizens for giving us the opportunity to utilize this municipal building. This is a beautiful municipal building. What a place to have a meeting. What a gallery. Beautiful. Also, our magistrate is here in this building. This is one of our rentals that we utilize across the county for our magistrate. And this is probably the most central area we'd have in the Upper Valley. It's a great building. At this time, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of minutes. Do I have a second? Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes. Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. At this time, I'd just like to congratulate all of the winners in the primary election and anyone who stepped up to the plate and actually put their name on the ballot. It is not easy. It's very, very hard. It's tough on your family. And being elected, you know, it's running for office is one thing. The other part is actually having to go and govern. So there's a great eye-opener along the way as of November. So, but it is a great opportunity to give back to your community in a way that you can never give back to your community in a better way. I really, truly believe in being a servant that's elected by the people. So, Commissioner Cummings?
Okay.
Commissioner Terriani? Okay. Proclamation presentations. 19-0116. Proclamation presentation, Pennsylvania State University, Scranton campus, 50th anniversary. I was wondering if the Chancellor could come up to the microphone and talk a little bit about the campus and all the great things that are going on there.
Well, to begin with, I would like to thank you, Commissioners, for this recognition of 50 years of service in the Dunmore area, serving the Northeast Pennsylvania residents. But I also want to emphasize that we have been born in 1923, which makes us 96 years old, but 50 years in Dunmore. And we do appreciate this acknowledgement of service. We perceive ourselves to be the institution of opportunities, providing top-notch higher education for those who would like to give themselves an opportunity to invest in their life and service for the community. we have a lot of things going on in terms of program development, construction, and so forth. Continuous improvement is something that will always continue to exist. We're delighted that we acquired a facility on O'Neill Highway that will enable us to bring a mechanical engineering degree program, which we found to be in high demand in our region. And so we'll be able to provide Penn State mechanical engineering bachelor's degree program starting fall 2020. There will be also construction. So when we talk about this, we're creating opportunities also for the community to come and work and help us continue to serve.
That's great. The college is ever expanding, and especially we just said 2020, that's wonderful for our community. And those that are in the work trades have an opportunity to get more employment in
Yes.
the community where they won't have to be going outside, driving hours and coming back and being away from their families. So it's truly an investment in Lackawanna County. Commissioner Cummings?
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that you brought those subjects to light because, you know, we have the jobs available, but we don't have the workforce right now. So thank you so much for trying to provide that education for our citizens and for continuing to be there for our citizens to create a position, to give them the opportunity to have a position throughout the community. I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you. One extra point here. Our campus, we have 24 campuses, Penn State University, throughout the state of Pennsylvania to provide access. Our campus, Penn State Scranton, has 94% of our student population who reside in the area.
Good.
That's great.
And when they graduate, they do not want to leave. So that we are the best return on investment when it comes to at least that aspect.
That's
But
wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Actually, that's great.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no.
You're not
We'll stay at the
done
podium. Stay right at the
You can
podium.
stay
Stay
right
at the
there,
podium.
sir. Commissioner Notarian.
With that being said, I'd just like to thank you because that matters. You know, parents want to keep their children close to them. And even when they're older, beyond 18, they're still their children to them forever. And it's great opportunities to have right inside of Lackawanna County. And like you said, they're coming from an hour, 2 hours away to come up to the campus or maybe even further. But it's such a great quality education. And it's Penn State proud, so it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Commissioner Terriani?
The engineering school was something that was important to the community. It was something we lacked, and you saw that and you moved forward on it, and I'm very grateful for you, to you for that, and I hope it works out really well, and it's great that you're able to serve all the people in Lackawanna County. Thank you.
Thank you.
First and foremost, to another 50 years of greatness in our community. We have a proclamation, whereas the story of Pennsylvania State University Scranton campus began in 1923 as a branch school of the Pennsylvania College, offering evening technical institute programs for the next 28 years until 1951. The school began to offer daytime courses and was renamed the Scranton Center before courses were redesigned to an associate degree programs 2 years later. Whereas the school's advisory board requests the need for more adequate facilities from the University Board of Trustees as the number of students seeking higher education began to grow. With galvanizing support from the alumni, friends, and local businesses and government leaders, the university purchased 45 acres of land, serving as the permanent home for the campus. Whereas in 1968, this school was named Pennsylvania State University Worthington Scranton Campus in honor of only child of steel railroad and utility tycoon William Walker Scranton and Catherine Smith Scranton, and the father of William W. Scranton, who served in U.S. Congress, Pennsylvania Governor, and United States Ambassador. Whereas the first class were held at the Robert Dawson Building at Penn State Scranton and was grown into a full-service campus offering 13 bachelor's degrees, 4 associate degrees, 11 minors, with an MSN nursing practitioner's option, 20 student clubs, groups, 9 varsity sports, clubs, and intramural sports, and 9 buildings. Now therefore, we, Patrick M. O'Malley, Jerry Notariani, Laureen, A. Cummings, Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna County, hereby acknowledge the 50th anniversary of Penn State University Worthington Scranton campus and proclaim May 28, 2019 on behalf of the 214,000 citizens as Penn State Scranton Day in Lackawanna County. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's would you like to come up here? Come to this.
Thank you so much for your work. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Thank you.
Turn right around.
All right.
There you go. Congratulations.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You say thank you,
Gary, you're an alumnus, right?
Yes, I am, Commissioner. 2 years at Scranton campus. Really enjoyed my time up there. 2 years at the main campus at University Park, and proud alumnus. And we have a great campus here. And thanks, Doctor, for all you do. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Doctor, thank you for everything. Okay, 90115, Small Business Spotlight.
Nosh,
Do we have Nosh here tonight?
did they show up?
Anybody for Nosh?
No.
Okay, well, we'll make sure the administration gets their certificate of them. Maybe Commissioner Cummings could explain that to the audience, what exactly we do at the beginning of each meeting. Would you like to explain that?
Sure. Well, when I was first elected, I implemented a program and asked for the support of my two fellow commissioners, which they did graciously vote to accept, to recognize local businesses that provide opportunities for our citizens and recognize them for achievements or anniversaries. And we've had many, many, many small businesses throughout the county that have come forward to tell us their stories and how they began. And I look at it as though it's an inspiration to others when they hear their stories, to give them the courage to create their own opportunities here and stay here in Lackawanna County. I believe that our people are our best investment, and we'd like to keep them here. And I think that this provides an avenue to do that. So I thank the commissioners for their support in that and for consistently recognizing the businesses throughout our county. Thank you.
I'd also like to acknowledge that today is the first of 4 on-the-road meetings. These don't even count our budget meetings. We have about 4 budget meetings? 4 meetings besides. So this is the first of 4. The next one will probably be somewhere in July or August. Okay. This time I'd like to invite opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Anyone like to speak about the agenda items only? Step up to the mic. Okay.
Oh, Marie's coming.
Okay.
Marie Schumacher, Scranton.
Fran.
I would like to know on 19-0120 if the Economic Development Department ever applied to have the major driver, which is the Chesapeake Bay cleanup, declared a Superfund site. Do we have?
0120, closing the implementation.
That's the one against the,
I'm sorry.
applied
what's
for,
the-
no, she wanted to know if they ever applied for it to be a Superfund site, because the fact of what they're
It seems
saying.
it meets the requirements. It would certainly help in the funding. We don't know. and
I'm not
there's
sure if
no-
I'm not sure if the federal
Nobody
government.
from that department here, no.
No.
Which department is she?
Okay, I'll be back later. Thank you.
She wanted to ask if they could be designated Superfund site.
I can't hear when they're up there.
Okay. Resolutions 19. Okay.
Mike Janetta from Scott Township. I'm here as a supervisor, and I just wanted to state my opposition to the rain tax, any type of stormwater management fee. We in Scott have felt the heavy hand of DEP, and the county certainly does not need that. And I applaud the board for taking a position, being against the rainwater tax, stormwater management fee tax, and it appears that you're against it also. Wanted to let you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the election, but if Chris and I are commissioners, we will continue your opposition to the rain tax, and we will not be in favor of any type of a countywide authority regulating rainwater or anything to do with the rain tax or any type of fee that regulates stormwater. Thank you very much, and thank you for your opposition to the tax.
Anyone else? Okie dokie. Okay, 19-0118, approving current payables.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County General Fund, numbers from 281319-282872 inclusive, totaling $5,798,979.20. Electronic fund transfers, including all payable accounts, totaling $11,643,266.51.
Okay. Mr. DeBilio, is everything okay?
Everything has been audited and approved, Commissioner. We have, my office has been keeping track of some legal expenses related to the Attorney General's office prison probe, and since the Board of Commissioners had concerns regarding those, there are a couple of payments from the probe that we are holding pending your approval tonight.
Okay.
I have an issue.
Go ahead.
Do you want to do it now, or you want to vote on the question? You want me to discuss that?
Well, we can vote on the question. Let's vote on the question. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the current payables. Do I have a second? Do I have a second approving current payables?
I would provide a second if I knew more about some of the issues that, and I did have a meeting with the Controller's Office today. There was a letter written by Chris Kelly recently in regards to some payments that were in our payables. And, you know, it's something that my fellow commissioners are aware of in regards to an investigation that I've requested over a year ago in regards to some of the payments that I've been seeing. This is in regards to a payment that went to an individual that Gino Majewski and Lori Pelosi, that approved by the Commissioners meeting on February 4th, only approved by accounts payable information. For the general public, so that you're aware, when we get a ledger of the accounts payable, there's a lot of names on it, and you know, I can kind of show it to Mark if you'd be interested in seeing what it looks like. These payables, we go through them. We all go through the list. And there's a name, there's a date, a check number, accounts payable, the payee name, and the transaction amount. Now, when I first became a commissioner, I went to our to Mr. Durkin and asked him for a couple of names, what these names were about. Most of them were for adoptees, foster care, retirees, and payments that were voted on in our commissioners' meeting. This specific one that Chris Kelly is writing about was not voted on in a commissioners' meeting. This was a check that was found in the payables, and because we voted to approve the payables, that was considered to be the vote taken for that expenditure. When in fact, that loan program that we have, the $25,000 loan program, I have the information on it. Looks like it was just went through a committee in one of our departments and approved by the then director of the department. We were not aware. I mean, were you all aware? Because from what I understand, we were not aware of this $25,000 and $5,000 loan. It never came to us to vote on. The only place it was on is the payables, and we wouldn't have known, nor would the controller have known, why this amount was in there unless it came to a vote. Like Maureen McGuigan, when she has a loan program and her committee votes on it, she then, as she's going to do tonight, comes to us as a board and asks us to approve that payment and explains what it is. That did not happen in this case. In this case, it was approved by one person, and we weren't even aware of that fact. It was approved through a payable. That's how we approved it. So what I'm asking this board to do tonight is to make sure that with the controller's office, and I spoke to the controller's office today, as Gary would confirm, we need a more transparent way to handle this issue, and I'm requesting that, along with the investigation I've already requested into these matters, that we would further look into it with the controller's office to find a way to be more transparent in regards to these type of payments. I learned of the way the payment was done in the Scranton Times. That should never be that we learn of this in the Scranton Times, ever. How this was occurring is beyond me, but I actually requested further investigation today into how many checks exactly were written in this department without us knowing, and it's quite extensive. And it was done on a vote in a payable, just to vote on a payable. So, you know, I think this deserves more attention, and I would just ask that, Gary, is there any of these payments in this payable that we have right now to vote on?
No, there are no payments in tonight's payable batch regarding economic development, Commissioner.
Okay. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. I will vote then.
Okay.
I just wanted to give an explanation as to why I was questioning the payables.
Okay, I need a second.
I'll give you that second.
Okay, roll call?
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that any type of transactions of that type of magnitude comes before the front of the board and they're voted on individually, just like we do in arts and culture. Do I have a second?
Oh, I definitely second that.
Okay. Roll call?
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes.
And then further, Commissioner, in regards to the fact that the policies be reviewed in regards to how this occurred in the first place and how we can make that entire process more transparent through those offices, I think needs to happen immediately with the controller's office so that it doesn't happen again. I'm not sure if solicitors want to try and write up something or just tell me to say a specific amount.
Why don't you let them look at it and make a decision? And like you said, the big thing is making sure that it comes in front of us and it's taken out of the full bulk of our monthly, or excuse me, our 2 meetings per month, the amount of monies that are coming through, so we know exactly, identifies what it is.
Yeah.
So if it comes to a director has to come forward and say, this is what it is at a work session, and then he brings it forward, and it's a vote at a regular meeting.
Yeah.
Plus, going and look into it.
I agree, because I would never want to see this happen to another administration where they're voting on something that they weren't even aware of. And, you know, the controller's office has no clue. I mean, the way that this was handled was a letter was written by the director requesting the check be issued. And the check was issued, and we never voted on it until the payables were voted on. So any department that has these type of loans, I think, needs to be looked at, and we need to change the policy in regards to that in every department that's run that way. Thank you.
Commissioners, our office, as always, is more than happy to work with you
Yes.
on any expenses that are approved from our office. Regarding, just for the record, regarding the economic development expenses, that some that you're talking about now, there's no reason for our office to believe that the Board of Commissioners are not aware of the activity or the projects of the Economic Development Department that are being approved. Expenses are being approved in our office. We're assuming, under the assumption that you're aware of those projects and those costs. And moving forward, we'll be sure to make sure you're aware of them before we do approve anything with economic development.
It has to be streamlined down to an individual.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you,
19-0104.
Commissioner, be resolved, the Board
of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal and enter into an engagement letter with Murphy, Doherty and Company for the audit of the Lackawanna County Area Agency on Aging for the years ended December 31st, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Here to speak on this resolution is our Chief Financial Officer, Tom Durkin.
Thank you, Fran. Commissioners, this is just a renewal of an engagement with an accounting firm to continue to do an audit that they've done for at least 6 years. I didn't go back further than that, but they've done the audit for the last 6 years and submitted an engagement letter so that we could get the aging audit done, because the aging audit is one of the pieces that we need to complete the county audit. Excuse me. The county audit firm, Baker Tilly, is presently in our office and has been for about the past month, and they're working on getting all the other stuff done, but they need all the component units done. That's what this is. It's the engagement to perform the audit on the Area Agency on Aging. As I said, it's a renewal with the firm that has done a very, very good job for us over the years.
Heading in your direction.
Yeah.
So we're under a tornado watch right now?
We are, right now. There's a tornado heading our way right now. Can somebody check
Is there a
on
basement?
that?
Excuse me. Who's here from the, who's from the facility here?
Right here.
Okay. Yeah, because that sounds a little,
I think we need to adjourn.
yeah, I'd like to make a
Recess?
motion for a recess. Motion for recess?
I'll make a motion to recess.
Okay,
Sounds like
second.
it's passing.
All in favor?
Aye.
On the record that the meeting's re-adjourned.
Yeah.
Reconvene.
I'd just like to note on the record that the meeting is reconvened, and that was a very interesting situation. We got everybody to a safer area inside the Dixon City Municipal Building. Okay, Tom Durkin.
Thank you, Commissioner. Once again, this is only the renewal of an engagement with Murphy, Doherty and Company to do the audit for the Area Agency on Aging. They've been doing it for more than 6 years. They do a very, very good job for us, and I would recommend that we go ahead and do it.
Okay. I'd like to also put on the record that this will be our, will this be our 8th? Will this be the 8th audit? 8th audit done on time, I think, right?
It will be our 8th
This
audit
will be the
that will be
8th
completed
audit
timely.
done on time, probably around September, October, I would say.
We're hoping August, but
August, well, see,
I wouldn't
sometimes a
bet
little
on that
leeway.
just yet.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to enter into an engagement letter audit for Area Agency on Aging. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. 19-0105.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal and enter into an agreement letter with Murphy, Doherty and Company for the audit of the Lackawanna County 911 Fund for the years ended December 31st, 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Thank you again, Fran. Once again, Commissioner, this is a renewal of an engagement with Murphy Doherty Company, a local accounting firm that had been preparing the audits for 911 for, actually, it's 9 years, I believe, but there used to be a triennial audit that they did. Now it's annual audit, so it's actually a renewal for 3 years is what they're looking for. Murphy Doherty does a very, very good job for us. They're always on time and always keep the price low, so once again, I would recommend that we renew the engagement.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion entering into an engagement letter for the audit of 911 funds. Do I have a second?
I'll give a second based on the approval of Tom Durkin, our Chief Financial Officer.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani? Yes. Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. 19-0106.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, Tom. 19-0106.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby resolve and certify that it will provide to the County of Lackawanna Transit System, COLTS, local funds in the amount of $759,079 to match state funding provided pursuant to 74 PACS Section 1513, in fiscal year 2019 through 2020. Here to speak on this resolution is Bob Lesh.
Yeah, good evening, Commissioners. This is a formality that Colts request each year as we apply for our operating money from PennDOT. Just to give you a background, Act 89 requires transit agencies to provide a local match to their operating money. This resolution will be part of our application, and PennDOT will see that we get a local match.
Thank you, Mr. Lesh. Does anyone have any questions? I'd like to make a motion certifying the matching state funds for the County of Lackawanna transit systems. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani? Yes. Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, 19-0107.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the provider agreement list for the Department of Human Services, Lackawanna, Susquehanna's Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs for fiscal year July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020, as attached hereto. Here to speak on the resolution is Director of Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs, Barbara Durkin.
Hi, Barb.
Hi, good evening, Commissioners. Thanks for the opportunity to be here today to talk about my provider agreements.
Thanks for bringing the storm with you.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? Hopefully we're all safe when we leave here tonight. Every year I come before the Board of Commissioners asking for approval of our contract agreements. Doing the same thing this year, looking for your approval of our 2019-2020 provider agreements for our drug and alcohol providers. This would include our outpatient drug and alcohol providers, our inpatient drug and alcohol providers, as well as our prevention and other community-based providers. There are really no changes compared to last year on this list. We're pretty consistent. We may have added 1 or 2 providers on the list just to make sure we have enough supports for individuals to go to treatment, but that's pretty much it. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
Does the board have any questions for Ms. Durkin?
No, I just appreciate the fact that you brought these to us and they're all listed. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion approving providers for the Office of Drug and Alcohol. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani? Yes. Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 19-0108.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve and ratify a lease agreement, Mimi Equities LLC, for the Lackawanna County Community Corrections Women's Work Release at 317 Madison Avenue, Apartment 1C, 1D, 2C, 2D, Scranton, PA 18510, to commence June 1st, 2019 and expire on May 31st, 2020. Here to speak on the resolution is Community Corrections Director Brian Jeffers.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
This is what we've spoken about this in the past with the work session and the prison board meetings. We're looking for the financing to go ahead with 4 apartments, not the 3 that we have had in the past. If there's any questions that you have, I can answer.
Thank you for getting me all the information on this. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Could you just go through for the public the savings that were?
Yes, Commissioner. Commissioner Cummings had asked for and received a cost analysis of what we used for 2018 for days of service. We have used approximately 44,000 days of service between the 3 programs. Now, there's 1,100 days of service for the women, which I believe will go up if we use the 4th apartment. In fact, our days of service for 2019 has outweighed it in the same time period for last year in 2018, at the same time period. The men's work release had over 12,000 days of service, and house arrest had 31,000 days of service. If you take the days of service, Madam Commissioner, and you times it by the going rate, daily rate that Warden Betty had given me of $87 and change, you're looking at a savings in 2018 of $3.9 million of these individuals that were not housed in Lackawanna County Prison. When you go through our budget and what we spent and the revenue that we bring in, the 3 programs cost the taxpayers $533,000 a year. And that's everything within our budget.
So that's as compared to $3.9 million.
Yes, ma'am. That's added to the 3.9 million. If you take the 3.9 million, that's the savings to the taxpayers.
Thank you.
The hard costs are 500,000 and change.
Thank you.
We were at a point a few years ago where we actually brought the work release center back into the prison for the males, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. It was a bad idea. This administration turned around and we did a refurb on the old work release center. Got it up to date, God bless you. And it's basically at capacity just about all times, just for the males. And to make sure that our females had the same opportunity, we have these apartments. So there's a lot less women at the prison, there just is. It's like, how many women?
Today we have 6 in the work release.
Warden, what are we currently carrying at the prison right now?
Here we go again.
So,
Oh, there's a flood. This isn't a tornado, it's a fish.
Warden Betty, what do we have at the Port Prison? Females?
Approximately 110.
Yeah. So the number of work released, it's not as many towards the actual male situation where there's how many's the males? 40?
we have 40 in-house today. We have 6 females in-house today, or in the apartments, as we say. We have 80-some on house arrest today.
And what was happening when it was in-house with the work release, it wasn't conducive to the prison, and it wasn't good for the people that were out of work release, because work release is an opportunity to get them back out in society and not have to go back into a prison environment and put on your actual prison uniform. That's what
We were
you'd have
down
to
to
do.
18
Yeah.
prior to us moving.
And this is a great opportunity, yeah, because no one wanted to go for work release, because work release was in the prison. Why would you want to go out to work and then come back to the prison?
Yeah.
I think it's really worked out well the last so many years, and I think the women's apartments are really helpful for them
I agree, yeah.
to be able to get them back out in society. Okay, anyone else like to comment?
Well, the only other comment I have is that I'm looking into, as I said in the prison board meeting, that we would have to figure out where those funds are going to be coming from. So, I've made suggestions to the chief of staff, but we'll go from there and see where that money's coming from. But I believe that it has to be allocated by the commissioners and by the county. That's their responsibility. That's it.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion entering into the women's work release agreement. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you, Board.
19-0109.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the proposal from Granicus Legistar Agenda Management Systems. It's a 3-year agreement to commence August 1st, 2019 and expire July 31st, 2022. Commissioners, this is the program that Tracy uses to prepare our commissioners' meetings.
Okay, nice. Okay, does the board have any questions? I'd like to make a motion accepting proposal for Grancis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. 19-0110.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a First Amendment to the Inmate Communication Services Agreement with Global Tel Link, GTL Corporation, after receiving the recommendation of the Prison Board to extend the term of the agreement for 1 additional year, now to expire on June 30th, 2021, modify the revenue share rate, tablet charges, and fees, and include an upgrade to the offender management system. Here to speak on this resolution is Warden Tim Betty.
Hey, Warden.
Good evening, Commissioners. As Ms. Pantuso had just explained, there's some advantages here. The only thing that GTL asked in return was a 1-year extension on their present contract, which runs out. The present contract runs out July 2020. This will take it to July 2021. We're going to get a significant upgrade in our computer system for the prison, and we're going to pick up some extra fees regarding some phone calls, and they're projecting somewhere in the neighborhood about I think Mr. Mariani and I went through it last week, somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000, $4,000 a month increase in revenue into the general fund as a result of this deal.
For the viewing audience, the prison is very, very expensive. It costs approximately $26 million per year. We're able to offset that with state inmates and things such as our phone contracts and other things throughout the prison. Most of the taxpayers are not really concerned with the amount, they're concerned with the amount of money we're spending there. So we try to be as diligent as we possibly can and try to find funds within the actual prison itself to be able to offset the costs. Okay, does the board have any questions?
Warden, did you discuss with the committee regards to the policy that I requested in regards to the tablets for use?
That policy has been shared. It's been forwarded to all prison board members a month and a half ago or so.
Okay.
So it's there to be reviewed. We're not taking a step until we get direction from the prison board regarding
Okay.
that.
That was sent out to me, because I don't do
Yeah.
emails, so.
About, like I said, about a month and a half ago.
I'll check for it. All right, thank you very much.
I'd like to make a motion entering into the inmate communication service amendment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Thanks, Gordon.
Thank you.
19-0111.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a co-promotion agreement with Entercom LLC, the City of Scranton, and Scranton Tomorrow with respect to the Lackawanna County Presents the Scrantastic Spectacular event on July 3rd, 2019 at the Lackawanna County Courthouse Square. Here to speak on this resolution is our Deputy Director of Arts and Culture, Maureen McGuigan.
You made that sound so awesome, Fran. Thank you. It is an awesome event, so. And the thunder is mimicking the fireworks, but no. So this is the annual, I think it's in its 8th year, July 3rd. It's a partnership. That's why we sign this co-partnership agreement every year. So that's all we're doing here is making sure all the partners agree so we can have a great event.
This is a great opportunity for everyone to come downtown. Magnificent fireworks display. Philharmonic.
Yeah, the Philharmonic is back. We're thrilled.
I mean, this is family memories. It's a stupendous 4th of July fireworks. It really is.
Yeah, it has become a great community event, and every year we see more people come out. So.
People sitting on the lawns with their blankets. It's just a great opportunity to enjoy. And it starts, I think everything starts around 6 o'clock and then
4 actually. You can
4
come down,
o'clock
there'll be
and then
food and-
around 8:30ish we start with the fireworks display. So please come downtown. This is a community event. It's great. It's a great day. Board have anything they'd like to say? Okay, I'd like to make a motion entering into a co-promotion agreement with Intercom. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani? Yes. Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Thanks, Maureen. 19-0112.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into an agreement with Community Development Properties, Scranton, to allow international fireworks to use the rooftop of the Casey Garage located at 523 Lackawanna Avenue on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. This agreement is among Community Development Properties, Scranton Incorporated, Scranton Tomorrow, International Fireworks, the City of Scranton, and Lackawanna County. And here to speak on this resolution, once again, is our very own Maureen.
It's a lot of
McGuigan.
paperwork to make the fireworks happen. This is actually a second agreement because we do use the garage, the Casey Garage, which is the Community Development Properties is the board which oversees that, so we always sign an agreement with them for use of the garage.
Does the board have any questions? I'd like to make a motion into an agreement with the Community Development Properties. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani? Yes. Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. 19-0113.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby grant the request of the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair for $20,000 to cover the cost of entertainment. And one more time, our very own Maureen McGuigan to explain the resolution.
Sure, this kicks off tomorrow, and these funds from the Arts and Culture Department will cover all the entertainment. And I have to say, there's a lot of great bands lined up, so our funds will be used to cover that. And it's 5 days tomorrow through the second? Can't do the math, sorry.
Okay, does the board have any questions?
So this is the Heritage Fair that we're having, and you guys are taking out Arts and Culture?
Yeah, we don't actually manage that program. It's an authority, so, but it's a good event, so they approached us to cover the music.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion, the granting request for Lackawanna Heritage Fair. Do I have a second? Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings? Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. 19-0117.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is amending a resolution approving the tax increment financing plan. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve an amendment to the June 17, 2015 Resolution 15-0133, approving a tax increment financing plan referred to as the Taylor Tax Increment Financing District and Oak Street TIF, in cooperation with the Borough of Taylor, the Riverside School District, and the Lackawanna County Redevelopment Authority. Whereas the County of Lackawanna has previously adopted the plan pursuant to Resolution 15-0133, and whereas pursuant to Section 13 of Resolution 15-0133, the Redevelopment Authority is authorized to propose and the county may adopt such amendments to the plan that are necessary and which are authorized by Section 8 and 6A of the TIF Act, Section 6C of the Act 53 PS 6930.6, and whereas it is necessary to amend the plan to reflect the authority's indebtedness, TIF debt, for the plan to be $3,827,800 as reflected in the Resolution 3-2015 of the Borough of Taylor and Resolution and Motion Number 25 of May 26, 2015 of the Riverside School District, an increase of $720,785 from the original plan TIF debt of $3,107,015 so that the plan may be fully financed, realized, and accomplished in compliance with the TIF Act. And whereas all other terms, amendments, definitions, and provisions of the plan previously approved by Resolution 15-0133 and Resolution 18-0136 shall remain the same and shall be adopted. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania as follows. Approval of plan and project financing. The plan shall be amended to reflect that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna hereby approves the plan for the district prepared by the authority and authorizes the authority to borrow an amount not to exceed $3,827,800 to finance project costs and to undertake any and all methods of financing of project costs available pursuant to the TIF Act. The county has agreed to allocate 100% of the tax increment to the authority to assist in carrying out the project. By way of this amendment, all other terms, definitions, and provisions of Resolution 15-0133 and 18-0136 are incorporated and adopted herein as the same were fully set forth at length. And that was rather lengthy.
That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Okay, I'd like to make a motion amending the resolution approving the tax increment finance plan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioners, by way of explanation, is what this is this here is correcting an administrative error that was made back in 2015. Taylor Borough and the Riverside School District passed resolutions for a TIF for $3.8 million. The Redevelopment Authority and the county passed resolutions for $3.1 million. For whatever reason, there was a $700,000 difference. It was discovered by the bank now that they're moving ahead with the financing, and we need to correct ours to bring it to the $3.8 million. So it's a corrective administrative error from 2015 is what it is. And I would just ask that we pass it contingent upon this being adopted by the Redevelopment Authority, who is supposed to be meeting next week to review this also.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Thanks, Donnie. 19-0120.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is opposing the implementation of a storm water management fee. A resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County opposing the implementation of a storm water management fee to comply with the requirements of the Environmental Protection Agency. Whereas the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has mandated a reduction in sediment pollution into the Chesapeake Bay watershed. And whereas the EPA's mandate covers the Chesapeake Bay watershed, which consists of approximately 64,000 square miles of land located in 6 states: Delaware, Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. And whereas the burden of reaching compliance of EPA's mandated sediment reduction into the stormwater collection system has fallen to the local municipalities in Pennsylvania. And whereas the local municipalities will need to expend considerable sums of taxpayer dollars to bring their local stormwater management systems into compliance with the EPA's mandates, including enacting a stormwater management fee or rain tax on their residents. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County believe that it is more equitable for the federal government to provide the funding necessary to bring the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and its various local municipalities into compliance with the EPA's sediment control mandates as opposed to the local taxpayers. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County that they do publicly oppose the implementation of a stormwater management fee or rain tax on the residents of Lackawanna County to comply with the unfunded federal mandate imposed by the Environmental Protection Agency to reduce sediment pollution into the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Further, inasmuch as the Environmental Protection Agency's unfounded mandate affects 6 states and a combined area of approximately 64,000 square miles of watershed, the Board of Commissioners calls upon the federal government and our elected federal officials to fund the mandate with federal infrastructure funds.
This is very scary. We're seeing some of the situations that are going on down in Luzerne County, like the one I have right here is Pittston Township Volunteer Fire Department. Volunteer Fire Department. Did raise money to be around. I mean, $2,550. That's just for them. And they're having problems down there with the sewer, like not sure which way the water's going, which way the rain tax is coming out, where it's coming in. I just feel that we're at a point where I've seen this a lot as a school director, and we've seen it even here. You mean, there's a lot of mandates that come down, they just write them out, and then they put them on our backs, and they put them on each one of our 40 municipalities. It just shouldn't be. And they should be required to put this infrastructure in. This shouldn't be put on the backs of our taxpayers. We don't need another bill. I'm totally and utterly against it. Do I believe that there should be some kind of extra way to run the water off and get it into the rivers and make sure it's clean and everything else? And do I believe in fresh water? And does this board believe in fresh water? Absolutely. I don't know if anybody remembers a couple of years ago, we actually were investigating to see if our water was lead contaminated because of other areas that were having problems with overabundance of lead. I mean, this is about our citizens here. You know, it's not affordable. It scares me as the chairman of the Board of Commissioners, and I just believe that the federal government should come up with the money for this situation. It shouldn't be on the backs of our taxpayers. They're taxed high enough. And I'm against it. Commissioner Cummings.
Well, I'm against the mandate itself, so I don't even think we should have to, you know, the EPA shouldn't be able to do this to any community. And I believe that they need to just change the regulations, but if this is all we can get done for right now, then I'm in favor of it, because putting a mandate on us, this is what they always do, put a mandate at the local level and expect us to meet it, and it's just not right, and I will happily sign this.
Okay. Commissioner O'Tierney.
I'm in favor of this.
I'd like to make a motion opposing the implementation of a stormwater management fee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Motions 19-0114.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a motion to grant the letter of consent to the Lackawanna Valley Conservancy in order for them to seek grant funding. Bernie McGurl, would you like to say a few words regarding this?
Yes, good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
We are making application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community Economic Development to acquire some property along the river in North Scranton. And it's a significant acquisition. It will allow completion of about 2 miles of the trail along the west side of the river in North Scranton, and coupled with the pending reconstruction of the Greenridge Street Bridge by PennDOT in 2022 or so, it'll allow the trail, the main part of the trail, to be built to pass under Greenridge Street and proceed up through Market Street and out into the Plot. It will allow us to create another trailhead parking area and river access site. There's a good spot with a gravel bar for canoe and kayak launching and fishing access there. So we'll be able to remove a neighborhood eyesore that has caused blight for a couple generations. And we're excited about the project. And we're requesting a letter of support and consent according to the regulations of the Department of Community and Economic Development.
I would like to thank you, which I thank you as many times as I possibly can, for taking our river and renaming it from the Lackey to the Lackawanna River, because that's what it was. For anybody that can remember 40 years ago, it was a Lackey. It was cruddy brown. It smelled horrible. Sewer systems were being run into it. If there was anything in there that was some sort of fish, you wouldn't want to eat it. It'd be scary to eat it. To today, 2019, that there's brown trout. It's beautiful. We have trails that run alongside of it. It's wonderful. It really is. And those trails were just abandoned railroad track beds that were just left there in disarray. And no one in this world would want to run alongside that river when it looked like 40 years ago. But today, there's a beautiful breeze. The water is clean. There's canoeing. There's activity. It's just great, Bernie. It really is. So,
yep.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. McGurl? Okay. I would like to make a motion for a grant letter of consent for the Lackawanna Valley Conservancy in order for them to seek grant refunding. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes, yes. Thanks, Bernie. 19
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. 19-0119.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a motion to authorize the Department of Roads and Bridges to pave the Government Center parking lots. Apologies, Larry Lucasa could not be here. He had to leave. Main Street was flooding.
You want to we'll just put out for the next meeting so you can explain it?
Commissioners have any questions?
No. Are we good on that?
We can go
Are we good on
ahead
that? Are we
with it.
good?
Yeah.
I just like Larry as the last word. Okay.
I think the commissioners have actually
We talked about it. We talked about
had a
two
conversation.
different
Yeah.
plans with it. One was just doing the patching, one was an over cover. This is, I think, the complete cover.
Everything.
And
What's
this
the
will be
total
what we
cost?
get.
What's the total end cost? What is it like? Because I had requested this to go out to bid, and they put out to bid, and it was more money, so it's good. It's saving money. I'm happy.
Okay, I'll make a motion to authorize the Department of Roads and Bridges to pave the Government Center parking lot. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Terriani?
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Malley?
Yes. Opportunity for the public to, 1 second before we get into the opportunity to address public. Anyone that comes to one of our 4 meetings on the road, we try to bring all of our deputy directors and directors out to the meetings, so if there's any questions to be asked, then they're here. So I'd like to thank all of our administration for coming out today. Some had to leave. Mr. Lukasik had to go out and check out some flooding problems, so that's why he had to leave here. He would explain the parking lot and the paving situation down at the Government Center. Opportunity for the public to address the board.
Marie Schumacher, back again. I guess I'd just like to make one request. There have been a lot of discussion during the campaigns, and I hear it constantly, is we want to keep our young people here in town. I say, let them fly. You know, don't lay guilt on college graduates or even other graduates of trades that might want to go someplace. We got a beautiful country. I was gone. I was in California. I was in the Washington office of a major corporation, and it was wonderful. and I managed to get home when I wanted to, and I didn't neglect my parents. And please don't lay that guilt trip on them. Create jobs, yes, we need jobs and we need family-sustaining jobs. But again, let the kids use their wings and do a little bit of flying before they decide whether they want to settle down here again. Thank you.
Well, you're like Dorothy, there's no place like home, right?
That's right. Well, that's not exactly like that. I think I'm gonna fly, so.
Name and address.
Good evening. My name is Dawn Walega, and this is very difficult for me. Please bear with me.
Can we hear your address, Todd?
Yes. 283 Upper Powderly Street, Carbondale Township, Pennsylvania, 18407. I would like to know, please let me know when is a good time to come before the public, because I would like to address information with the Lackawanna County residents and taxpayers regarding issues that were going on at the administrative building when I was employed there for over 2 years, and I would like to address the issues. Thank you very much.
To speak to one of our solicitors after the meeting.
Who is it?
Solicitor Brazil or Pedersen, okay?
Thank you, Commissioner Patrick O'Malley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And congratulations to you, Commissioner Jerry Notariani, for moving on to the next level for the general election. Congratulations. Thank you again.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Okay. Like I said, I'd like to just thank all of our directors for coming out tonight, being here to answer any questions that our public may have. And I'd like to thank Dixon City and all the citizens for having given us the opportunity to use their beautiful municipal building. Commissioner Cummings?
I'd like to thank Dixon City for allowing us to be here to use their building, and again, thank the commissioners for the vote of confidence on the evening meetings, and hoping everybody gets home safely and there's no issues when you do get home.
Commissioner Notari, sorry, Commissioner Notarian?
I'd like to thank Dixon City Borough also, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting out in that cool air right now.
Me too.
I would just like to remind, this is the time of the year where it's scary for parents. This is graduation time. And I'd like to congratulate all of our graduates, whether it's high school or college. Please, this is, when you're young, you think you're a superhero and nothing can happen to you. Don't let anything happen to you. Celebrate sober, and if something goes wrong, please reach out to your parents. Call your grandparents, call whoever. Don't drink and drive. Don't hurt yourself. You have a long life to live, and this is just the beginning of a great life. So really enjoy it, really, and celebrate, but celebrate sober. And if you do indulge, please call your parents.
Yeah.
Uber, do whatever you have to do. Do not drive. This is that time of year where you always hear that story about some certain graduate who dies. You do not need to die. Your life means so much to your family and to the community and everyone else. And you leave an awful hole when someone's gone. So please, remember not to drink and drive. I just wanted, tomorrow is going to be the grand opening of the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, which I think is great for all the citizens of Lackawanna County. It's the first fair of the year to open in the fair season. It's on Montage Mountain, the center of everything in Lackawanna County, where we go to concerts, water slide park, to the game. Now we have a fair up there. It's $10 admission, $10, and you get all the entertainment, all the music you handle. You get to use the water park. You get to use all the rides. And there's going to be all different types of foods, and it's going to be a great fair. And this is just the first year, so this is the format for years to come. And it's the county's fair. It's not the Board of Commissioners fair. It's your fair. So please come out and enjoy it. It's going to be great. It's accessible. You're not walking through any fields. You're going to be right on top of Montage Mountain. So please come on out. It's May 29th through June 2nd, right on top of Montage Mountain. Also, June 14th, we're going to be having our junior summer golf clinic, Scott Green Golf Club. And anybody that has any questions could call 963-6764. That's our Parks and Recreation Department. June 14th is, I think, our 4th or 5th annual Senior Fun Day at McDade Park. It's free for our senior citizens, bingo, hot dogs, swimming, a little bit of everything, and that will be at McDade Park, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on June 16th, we're going to have Field of Dreams High School All-Star Baseball doubleheader at PNC Field, home of our champion rail riders, and that's 1 to 4:30 p.m. Come on out and cheer on our high school stars. And June 17th, we're going to be having our summer basketball clinic. And on June 20th, on Blakely Borough Park, there will also be a basketball clinic. And June 22nd will be the Bike Safety Fair Family Fun Day, McDade Park, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Same number, 570-963-6764. If you have any questions, these are opportunities we have in Lackawanna County, and much, much more. Arts in the Park, Arts Engaged, so many great things going on over the summer in Lackawanna County. All you have to do is go out and look for it. All quality of life, family opportunities to make memories happen. I'd like to thank everyone for being here this evening, and I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
I like that.